Hi, I'm Captain Larry Bell with Texas Fishing Tips, and this is your weekly fishing report.
Alrighty, all the way up here into the mouth of San Antonio Bay, coming out of Ayers, this false live oak point out here, all this riprap, this rock that's all stacked up here. They put all this rock in place. This whole island's got it just about around it except on the ICW side. It's all to keep that erosion down from so much water hitting it all the time with the barges and everything. But anyway, there's trout that are hanging out here on this riprap, both the inside of the rock and the outside of the rock. Been throwing down souths in here. The burner shads have been really good in here. It doesn't really matter what color. They're attacking these baits pretty well. All my trips are catch and release on trout, so hopefully you'll decide to do the same thing as well as we continue to be conservation minded as we move into the summertime and headed into the fall as well. Think about that. If you have to keep a fish, don't keep more than one or two. Just keep exactly what you need and release the rest of them. But continue to work all this riprap that's all around here that's been put in place, inside, outside the wall. Again, the down south mirror lures have been good here. The Little Johns have done really well in this area. Just working on an 1/8 ounce jig head, working this whole wall inside and out. And you can get out here on the edge, out here close to the ICW. Every once in a while you may come across a black drum or a redfish, pretty good sized redfish as well. They're kind of lurking there just off that deep edge. And just continue to work inside and out. There's some amount of bait that's been working in here, but not a tremendous amount, but you got to continue to be patient with it and locate your fish. Coming down San Antonio Bay shoreline past Cottonwood Bayou, these little back lake mouths that are all back in here. Tons of these back lakes that are here. Good wading in here. If you get a little further back, it gets a little soft on you. There's some nice shell pads that are all scattered in and amongst, all back in these little lakes, so just be aware of that. There's been a great amount of bait that's been working in here, but that is about the extent of what is good. There are some scattered redfish that's in here, some small trout that are in here, but not a tremendous amount of fish that are holding in these areas just yet. The bait being there is a good thing. That's going to eventually attract your game fish that'll be in this area here. We've caught, topwater has been good here. We've caught a few redfish that are back in here. We've caught the small trout that are back in here. All these areas in here. Get up to those back lake mouths. Work it, wade it. It's soft in areas, but it's good for the most part. You can do it. You can jump out and do it. You can really learn some new areas during this time frame as we're trying to get these fish to roll back in here. And once they get here and they start showing up, it'll be good. But again, it's still kind of slow back in these areas for the moment. They shouldn't be that way for much longer. Hopefully here in the next week or so, maybe 2 weeks, the fish will start showing back up in this area. Of course, with the dredging of Cedar Bayou continuing on, that project up there will continue to help this area up here once that opens up. But yes, continue to work in here. Panther Lake, Panther Point, all on the inside, outside. You'll find a few scattered fish, but just understand it's not a great fishery at the moment. All right, down here, Long Reef Bend, all this area in here, these back lakes, again, the mouths that drop out into Long Reef Bend area. Tremendous amount of bait up in this area here too. There are scattered trout in here. There are a few scattered redfish that are working up close to the shoreline. Our water has been fluctuating the last few days up and down, so just make sure you pay attention to your tides up in here. If you got a skinny running boat, you can get up in here with no problem. If not, drop your boat out a little further. It's not super deep. You can wade up there to the shoreline. It's a good area to wade, nice good bottom that you can work all the way up to Jaybird. Just down this shoreline, you'll find those broken down duck blinds that are out there on that shoreline. Just get inside of those toward the shoreline and continue to work. Work north up to Jaybird Point, Jaybird Reef. There's starting to be fish that are showing up on the reefs that are out there. The main bait of choice that's been working really well has been a matrix shad. If you don't know what the matrix shad is, you can get those at some local tackle stores. They'll carry those, but it's got just a little bit bigger paddle tail on it. It's been a productive bait. Again, I throw my down souths for my number one, the Magic Grass and the Supermodel, and the Burner Shad, the Supernatural, Chicken of the Sea, and both of those colors as well has been really good. And continue to use topwater. The topwater bait's starting to pick up. That bite has been real good. All up in here, the trout have been active on it. Redfish have been real fun to catch on that. Another bait that you can use as well as a topwater bait is called a lele. It's a Brazilian style bait. it's been very effective as well, especially to get the redfish if they're not quite as active as they need to be to eat and feed. Then you throw that lele that's got a lot of action on there, and you can get those reactionary strikes that you're looking for. Continue to work the reefs, continue to work these edges out here, find your bait working, work your baits in and out of those, be patient with it, and you'll locate fish.
Thanks for watching. I'm Captain Larry Bell.